Hey everyone. Okay, so this is an intriguing chapter to talk about because right out of the gate, even though both Brigandine and were defeated rather quick, I still did like how both fights were concluded, as it does a great job at kind of reflecting on both master and students' kind of time together and showing how much stronger Homura has become from back then to when she was being trained by Valkyrie to now, and just how much stronger she has gotten, and that, yeah, in a way, Homura has truly surpassed her master at this point. But with that said, though, the fact that Valkyrie and Homura did wrap up their fight so quickly does also have me saying, okay, what's the catch, Mashima? Like, all that went down way too smoothly for there not to be some bullshit that's gonna pop up, possibly, like, almost practically right around the corner, like in maybe the next couple chapters. Like, and again, possibly, like, if there's possibly a certain Lady Freya, for example, like that's the thing. That's the thing. This series has kind of conditioned me to question everything, and it does feel like this chapter wrapped a little too perfect of a bow on things for Lady Freya and even Cure to not not to pop up now. And in that scenario, yeah, I do think we're headed towards that inevitability of either Homura or Valkyrie dying. And even though neither of them did die in this chapter, it was still having this chapter still had so many red flags flapping around, waving for a chapter. Like, for a chapter to come now, it's just a question of which one is most likely on the chopping block. Is it going to be Homura or Valkyrie? And truthfully, I would not be shocked if Mashima decides to kill Valkyrie, because Mashima said once in an interview that he only kills characters if he feels he has explored all narrative routes to go with them. And just being honest, even though most people have kind of pointed towards maybe Mashima pulling a bit of a switcheroo and having Homura being the one to be killed, I do kind of still think it is likely Valkyrie is going to be the one to get killed if he decides to do it, because I'm with this chapter especially, I am kind of seeing that, like, the wheels turning, that Mashima has kind of run the tank on empty in terms of what he can do with Valkyrie. Like, it feels like Valkyrie's purpose and importance to the story is running on dry, so to speak. And yeah, it does feel like if one of them is to die, it probably is gonna be Valkyrie. Like, not to say that Homura can't die either, but it's like, if you're asking me which one to bet on dying the most, I am betting on Valkyrie right now, especially with how, like, the whole thing of, like, just Valkyrie admitting that Homura is stronger than her now. Yeah, that just kind of screams a red flag of death. And yeah, I definitely like the idea that was explored with the chapter, that being in overdrive state does allow one to breathe in space for however long they can hold it. Like, it is one of those things that does naturally make sense, since the ability itself comes from androids, which are beings who don't require the necessity of breathing. And I like how it does make sense that Homura is one who would be able to use this to its full effect because of the training Valkyrie put her through, which, while initially was only about being brave, you gotta imagine that going through that kind of training of, like, facing down fire also conditioned her body to where Homura could control her breathing to maintain the form for longer periods of time, and her breathing and mental state to where she can control it. And yeah, I do like the little moment we get with Valkyrie in this chapter where she acknowledges that, yeah, Homura has grown strong enough to where it's kind of hard to really say she's a disciple anymore. And going off what I said earlier, that admission from Valkyrie does kind of push things in the direction that, yeah, she is likely to die. And I think the way that Mashima is setting this up right now is that Freya is going to be almost like Homura's final test in a fashion, to see if she really has surpassed her master. And while I think we are going to see both Homura and Valkyrie fight Freya together, I think it is Valkyrie who's going to be the one to probably bite the dust at Freya's hands in that fight, because it would just serve the narrative of this being the final stretch of Homura's journey, the one where she becomes as where defeating Freya is what inevitably pushes her into that realm of being the strongest swordwoman and surpassing Valkyrie's abilities. Like it just kind of feels like that's what Mashima is trying to set up here. Although, don't get me wrong, it's not like I can't foresee a possibility of Mashima going in that reverse direction of killing Homer instead. But again, it does feel like he has set the stage more for Homer at this point. And yeah, regardless of what happens from here, I think it's safe to say that the Eden Zero is out of immediate danger, unless Mashima decides to be a cruel bastard and throw something else at it. But again, given the title of next week's chapter, I think it's fair to say that nothing too bad is going to go down if Hermit is the one taking center stage. Although, with Kira still lingering somewhere, I wouldn't be surprised if Mashima somehow throws him into the mix to pile onto the ship's problems. Because, again, going along with things going way too smooth for Valkyrie and Homura, the rate at which things have been set up to stop the self-destruct sequence has been a little too smooth as well. Like, that's kind of almost a too perfect setup to throw Kira into this mess and make things even worse for the ship. Although, at the same time, if that is the route this goes, I'm wondering if Mashima is actually going to pull something like that so soon after defeating, after the ship's self-destruct sequences is shut down, or if it's gonna happen after. Like, it's gonna give, like, it's, for me, it's one of those things where I have no doubt Kira's likely to make some kind of move against the Eden Zero. It's just a question of timing that I'm wondering about, and how Mashima's planning to have him make his big entrance. Or can we expect just a little bit of a breather before that happens, or is he just gonna go full blast and in making Kira even more of a problem for them? Like, that's just kind of my big question right now. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Analyst Crunchyroll, be sure to notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight of Night signing off. Later, all.